Hey, welcome. So today we're going to talk about something that I think is on pretty much everyone's mind. How do you build real, actual, lasting wealth? And I'm not talking about get-rich-quick schemes. Nope. We're going to lay out a real blueprint, a step-by-step guide for financial success. Let's start with the one thing that separates the people who just dream about it from the ones who actually do it. And that, right there, is the heart of it, isn't it? Everybody wants it, but there's a huge gap between wanting to be wealthy and, well, following the path that gets you there. So the big question is, how do we close that gap? How do we go from dreamer to doer? So what is this path? What's the actual blueprint that successful people follow? That is exactly what we are going to break down today. And you know what? It all starts in the most important place imaginable, the foundation. Okay, part one, the mental blueprint. You've got to hear this. Before you even think about earning or investing a single dollar, the real work starts right up here, in your head. This is the foundation of everything. And if this isn't solid, any financial house you try to build, well, it's just going to fall apart. This slide really nails the key difference. See, a wealth building mindset is all about the long game. It's about looking for opportunities to grow, to learn, and understanding that real success takes time. It's the total opposite of a mindset that's always searching for a shortcut or getting stuck making excuses. So how do you get that mindset? Well, you don't just hope for it, you actively study it. Wealthy people don't just guess, they learn from others who've already been there. They're reading books, they're watching interviews to get inside the heads of successful people, and they're finding mentors. It's a very active, deliberate process. Oh, this is a big one. You know that feeling of motivation? It's great, but it comes and goes, right? Consistency, that is what builds empires. The real secret sauce to wealth is just showing up and taking those small, smart actions day after day, year after year. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. And look, to stay in that marathon, you can never, ever stop learning. I mean, think about it. Markets change, technology is always evolving, new opportunities pop up constantly. The people who stay on top are the ones who are always upgrading their knowledge, always trying to stay ahead of the curve. All right, so you've got that mental foundation poured and set. Now it's time to actually build something on top of it. This brings us to part two of our blueprint, the income engine. This is the action phase. This is where you literally construct the machine that's going to generate your cash flow. You know, the process is actually way simpler than most people think, and it happens in this exact order. First, step one, you invest in yourself. You develop skills that are super valuable. Then, step two, you use those skills to create multiple streams of income. It's pretty much cause and effect. Your skills are the cause, and all those income streams, that's the effect. So what kind of skills are we talking about here? We're talking about the stuff that the market pays top dollar for. Why? Because things like sales, communication, digital marketing, business development, they solve really expensive problems for companies or create massive value. Mastering these is absolutely crucial because at the end of the day, your personal ability is the real source of your earning power. Once you have those skills, you put them to work everywhere. And here's the critical part. You never, ever rely on just one paycheck. Real financial security, that feeling of being safe, it comes from having money coming in from different places. It could be your main gig plus some investments, maybe an online side hustle, or assets like real estate that make you money while you sleep. Okay, so your income engine is up and running. This is where we get to the final and honestly the most powerful part of the blueprint. This is where you go from just making money to making your money make more money for you. Welcome to part three, the growth strategy. This slide shows one of the biggest differences in behavior between the wealthy and pretty much everyone else. Most people, what do? They get paid, they spend money, and then they try to save whatever's left over, if anything. The wealthy, they completely flip that script. They get paid and they immediately save and invest a chunk of it. Then they spend what's left over. It's such a simple change in order, but the results over a lifetime are just massive. So where is all that invested money going? It's going into assets, and an asset is just something that grows in value or makes you more money over time. Simple as that. We're talking about things like stocks, real estate, maybe a piece of a business. The goal is super clear. Collect assets that put money in your pocket and stay away from liabilities that take money out of it. We've all heard this a million times, right? But the wealthy live and breathe by this. They treat their time like it's their most valuable resource because it is. You can't get it back. So they plan their days carefully, they cut out distractions that don't add value, and they pour their energy into the things that will have the biggest impact. And let's be really clear about something. Building wealth isn't about playing it safe your whole life. You do have to take risks, but, and this is the all-important but, they are calculated risks. This is not gambling. This is not throwing your money on a roulette wheel and hoping for the best. It's about doing your homework, understanding the upside and the downside, and making a smart bet where the potential reward is just so much bigger than the risk. So, to pull it all together, here it is, the whole blueprint. It's 3 parts. First, you lay that mental foundation with a long-term, growth-focused mindset. Second, you build your income engine by getting valuable skills and creating multiple streams of cash flow. And third, you execute your growth strategy by investing smart and managing your assets for the long haul. As we've seen, building real wealth isn't about some secret formula or just getting lucky. It's a process. It's deliberate, and like any process, it always begins with taking that very first step. So when you look at this blueprint, the only real question left to ask is, which step are you going to start today?